Hi, Aditi. Are you ready for another story? We're going to read Christopher's second book, which I really love. It's Christopher's Night at Grandma and Grandpa's. Are you ready for a story, Christopher?
I'm ready for you to read me my story.
All right, then. Let's get started. Christopher's Night at Grandma and Grandpa's. Christopher brushed his teeth. Oops. Let's try it again. Christopher brushed his teeth and thought of all the fun he'd had that day with Grandma and Grandpa. He was spending the night at their house all by himself for the very first time. Grandma and Grandpa tucked Christopher in and gave him goodnight kisses. "Sweet, silly, super-duper dreams," said Grandpa. They turned off the light and shut the bedroom door behind them. Christopher closed his eyes and tried to sleep.
All set for sleepy time.
After lying there for a while, Christopher wasn't having sweet, silly, or any other kind of dreams. He loved being with Grandma and Grandpa, but he also missed home. Christopher had trouble falling asleep.
My bed is too itchy.
Christopher rolled over and reached toward the bedside table. He was feeling thirsty, but Christopher didn't find what he was looking for. At home, there was always a glass of water by his bed. Grandma and Grandpa must have forgotten. Christopher called out for his grandparents. Grandma came to check up on Christopher. He told her he was thirsty. Grandma knew just what Christopher needed.
That makes me happy.
Christopher took a big sip of water. It did seem to make him feel a little better. Grandma left the room. Christopher closed his eyes and tried to sleep.
This is harder than I thought.
After a few minutes, Christopher got frustrated. He stared at the ceiling. He looked at the closet door, cracked open just a little. Christopher wasn't used to the shadows. They weren't like the shadows in his room at home. Christopher called out to his grandparents. This time, Grandpa came to check on Christopher. Christopher told Grandpa about the shadows keeping him up. Grandpa knew just what Christopher needed.
You always know just what to do.
"Let's chase those shadows away with a little light. That should make it easier to sleep," Grandpa said. With the night light on, Christopher did feel a little calmer. His head sunk heavily into his pillow. Grandpa wished Christopher sweet, silly, super-duper dreams one more time, then left the room. Christopher closed his eyes and tried to sleep.
1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep.
Even with a glass of water nearby and the nightlight, Christopher still couldn't sleep. He rubbed his tired eyes and looked around the room at all of Grandma and Grandpa's things. It made him miss his things, his robot, Robbie, his collection of bouncy balls, and his Captain Oink poster. Christopher called out for his grandparents. Grandma and Grandpa came again to see what was the matter. Christopher told them about Robbie and all the rest of the things he missed from home. All this worrying was making him tired. Grandma and Grandpa knew just what Christopher needed.
That's better.
Your dad used to sleep with this turtle. I bet it will help you sleep too, Grandma said as she snuggled the turtle in next to Christopher. Do you know where a turtle lives? Grandpa asked. As he yawned, Christopher thought long and hard.
I know the answer.
Christopher wasn't sure. Anywhere, said Grandma. A turtle lives in its shell, so wherever the turtle goes, its house goes with it. Christopher wished his house went with him. He hugged the turtle close to his chest. His eyelids were feeling heavier and heavier. Christopher was feeling really sleepy.
I need to go to bed.
You know what else, said Grandpa? You are kind of like a turtle. Really? Christopher said in a hushed voice. Yes, Grandpa assured him. Wherever you go, you carry a little bit of home with you. That includes when you come here. Christopher smiled a sleepy smile. He liked the sound of that. For the first time all night, Christopher knew he would be able to fall asleep. He was already on his way. Sleeping was a whole lot easier when he felt at home. Grandma kissed Christopher on the nose.
I know the answer.
I love you, Christopher.
I love you too.
Grandma and Grandpa tucked in Christopher and the turtle one last time. Christopher yawned a big yawn, and his grandparents said, "Sweet dreams, Christopher."
Good night. I love you.
The end. I hope you liked that story, Aditi. I'll try to get another one out again tomorrow. Good night, sweetheart.